Greetings and welcome again to STL Soccer Talk, the video edition, here at the St. Louis Post-Dispatch and STLtoday.com. I'm Tom Timmermann, beat writer for St. Louis City for the Post-Dispatch, joined as usual when she's here. And
when I'm here.
Or when I'm here. Beth O'Malley. Beth, hello.
Hello.
Well, I think we may have seen a new era begin in St. Louis City soccer.
Fingers crossed.
On Saturday night against Dallas.
What happened on Saturday night against Dallas?
We saw all sorts of new people. We saw Cedric Teuchert, who we'd seen before, but then we saw Marcel Hartel, and we saw Simon Becher, and those were two brand new guys. One pretty much new guy.
Yeah, I think we can still call him new.
He's a new guy.
Yeah.
He hasn't worn that out yet. And it's like the new face of the St. Louis City attack, and then Nuki Thorson, the one carryover, and you looked at that lineup, and it was probably as much offensive talent as City SC coaches had to deal with in, maybe ever. Yeah. But certainly within the past, 3 months.
Yeah, Hackworth definitely had a lot of choices, and he was very polite after the game in saying, that John Klein and Kojima and other players who have been with the team all year, most of the year, did a great job, and it's good to still have them on the bench, but I think he enjoyed having kind of a team to put out on the field from the start of the game.
And it's only going to get more crowded because Klaus will be back at some point. Rasmus Alm, I think, is getting closer to being back. We'll see when practice begins on Wednesday of this week if he's ready to make that next step and start working with the team. But you're going to have him, too, pretty soon. They're going to have a bunch of guys up there that should really help this team's offense. And there will be a juggling act because now you see a guy like Indiana Vasilev, who has been a starter in almost every game this season, coming off the bench and playing the last 60 minutes. And you could see, I would say, a different Indiana Vasilev, but the energy that he could pack into 30 minutes compared to what he can pack into 90 minutes is, it's really intense.
Yeah,
that kind of situation.
Having those kind of subs on the bench makes the team stronger, especially in that second half of the game where this team has struggled this year. So having more options is only a good thing. The team seems to thrive on competition. Off the game field, in practice, they compete against each other really hard to get those game day spots. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the season has to bring.
Yeah. City won the game. We almost forgot to mention, but they won a game.
They won a game. We don't have to say the T word or the L word during this entire video.
They defeated Dallas 2-1. They wish they'd scored more goals, and they were, I won't say fortunate, but they easily could have allowed more goals. There were some desperation plays there. Berkey had to make a nice save at times, as he's wanted to do. But that puts them in a good situation within the first round of the League's Cup that they may know by the time they go to bed on Wednesday night if they're already in the second round of the tournament. But when you only have 2 games that you play in the first round of a group and you win one of them, you're in pretty good shape. So
you're in pretty good shape.
As long as you don't get a situation where everybody wins one game. So if Dallas were to beat Juarez on Wednesday and then Juarez were to beat City and then you have a 3-way tie with 3, then it gets a little dicey because it comes down to goal difference at that point. But we'll see. But, it's the beginning, and Teuchert and Hartel and Becher are going to get better as they get more. Becher had 3 practices with the team.
And you could tell that they had not played many games together. You could see some runs and some crosses that didn't result in anything because other players weren't quite sure, honestly, what was happening. So you can see how this group will only get better.
So we'll find out. We will find out the next time they're on the field is Sunday this week when they play Mexican club Juarez, which is towards the bottom of the Liga MX standings. So, but if they can get any kind of a result out of that, regardless of what happens in any other games, they're through and they're in good shape to maybe even win the group. So, and games is what they need. They need to play. They need to play more. They need to keep this going.
Exactly.
So, so that'll be something to watch, and we'll have more on this. And until next week.
Next week?
Next week. That would be when we do this again.
Yes.
For producer Ali Shallett, for Beth O'Malley, I'm Tom Timmermann. Until next week, be seeing you.